This video is brought to you by my new album entitled Dougal's Treats. It's full of hummable melodies, bluesy riffs and the occasional bit of virtuoso flashy stuff as well. If you enjoy bluesy rock guitar with memorable tunes and solos that wail like a banshee, then check out the links in the description. The premium version includes all of the tabs for each tune, videos and jam tracks as well. Thanks for listening. Now on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. These Wednesday videos these days are all about me sharing with you kind of light bulb moments where I realised, oh, that's important, or oh, I've just figured something out, back in my early developmental days as a guitar player, and today is no exception to that. So I'll tell you what I want you to do. Take a look at this next clip where I'm playing a bit of a solo. Pay particular attention, especially to the rhythm guitar parts that you're going to see on screen, and see if you can tell me what key I'm playing in here. So, maybe you spotted it, maybe you didn't. I would wager those of you that could kind of make out what my chord shapes I was playing there in the rhythm guitar parts, many of you will have said, oh, that looks like it's in the key of E. And yeah, you'd be wrong, I'm afraid. This is one of the little things that I do with my students. I'll play something like that and say, what key is it in for that particular chord sequence that I was playing there, which we're going to look at in a second. Many of them will say, yeah, that's in the key of E. It isn't, though, and here's why.
Here is the explanation.
Okay, two separate little light bulb moments that I've done videos about both of them individually in the past. I'll link to those in the description. But here's where they sort of come together to produce a third kind of moment of realization, if you like. The first one was when I discovered, through playing all my old rock and roll tunes that I started learning when I was a beginner, that you had this little pattern of bar chords that seemed to be everywhere. So that's basically taking the E shape bar chord and then staying at the same fret and going to the A shape bar chord and then moving that up 2 frets. Just all the old Eddie Cochran and Buddy Holly and Chuck Berry songs and stuff that I was learning all seemed to have that little pattern of bar chord movement in them. I didn't know at the time that I'd discovered the 1, 4 and 5 chords in a major key. I just knew that you found those 3 chords together, or that little shape, at various points on the neck, as in different keys, in song after song after song after song. And the other thing that I stumbled upon, and I think I covered this last week, is that anything that you can attach the word major to, a major chord, a major scale, a major pentatonic, always has a relative minor, and the root note of that relative minor is always 1, 2, 3 frets below where the major is. So there's an A major chord, and if I go down from the 5th fret down 3 frets, 1, 2, 3, that takes me to the 2nd fret. If I play a minor chord there, that is an F sharp minor chord. That F sharp minor chord is inextricably linked to that A major chord. Wherever you find this, you'll also find this. And that's true of the other 2 major chords that we've got as well. So that if I go to like the A shape, probably easier to see if I do it that way, but it's easier for me to play if I do it with my little finger. Like that. If I move that down 1, 2, 3 frets and change it from the A shape to the A minor shape, I've now got a B minor chord. And that is exactly the same relationship to the D as the F sharp minor was to the A. And then here's the E chord. Move that down 1, 2, 3 frets, make it into the minor shape. I've got C sharp minor. So effectively I've got 3 major chords which go together and they're relative minors. Like that. I've got 6 chords, 3 major and 3 minor, and if I put them in ascending order of ascent, you'll get A, B minor, C sharp minor, D major, E major, and F sharp minor. Just by taking that little rock and roll 3-chord trick thing and folding in the idea that every major thing has a relative minor, then I've found the 6 major and minor chords, 3 major, 3 minor, in the key of A major. And obviously that can be transposed anywhere else on the neck into other keys. So if I was going to do it in the key of C, it'd be this, this, and this, and then this, this and this. So C, D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor. And it just seemed to have some kind of symmetry to it, some kind of sense that I could make of it, that just seemed easy to remember, an easy way to remember what chords are in any given key. And if we look at that chord sequence that I was soloing over at the top of the video, it goes E, D, A, back to E, then E, C sharp minor, D, A, back to E. Now, it may sound like it's centered around the E chord and therefore you perceive it as being in the key of E, but it isn't. It's actually the parent key, we'll call it, is the key of A major. All I'm doing is I'm shifting the focus away from the A chord, the 1 chord, the tonic you might call it, in the key of A, towards the 5 chord, the E chord. And as I covered on Monday, and I thought I'd, kind of reference Monday's video because I referenced this video in that one. When you do that, you are creating a mode. Okay, the way that the chords in a key arrange themselves is fixed. That is always the same. It doesn't change from one key to another. You've got this and their relative minors, and that is a fixed relationship. There is no rule, however, that says that you always have to have the tonic chord, the key chord, as I used to think of it, as the center of gravity, the kind of the chord that's in the spotlight. You can shift it anywhere out of those 6 chords, and that was the beginnings of me starting to slowly, at the time, it has to be said, understand what modes were. And if you remember Monday's video, then you will know that when we come to the when we focus on the 5 chord in the key, because E is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th chord in the key of A. When we focus on the 5 chord, we are said to be in the Mixolydian mode. And if you want to know how to play lead guitar over something like that, well, I spoke about all of that in Monday's video, so I'll refer you to that. I'll probably put a link in the description as well. This is important stuff to know, because if you perceive something as being, oh, that's in the key of E, and maybe you've been learning some E major scale patterns, where at some point you're going to sound really awfully bad and wrong. So for instance, that note there, the D sharp that's in the key of E, if you land on that while that chord sequence that sounds like it's in the key of E but isn't is on the D chord, you're going to get a D chord with, I can't tap that on, I'll do it up here, that nasty dissonant D sharp on top of it. That note is in the key of E, the chord sequence isn't, but you might perceive it as being so. So it's easy to kind of get tripped up on something like that. But if you just know this simple little trick of being able to determine what chords are in a key and therefore what key you're playing in, then you're less likely to fall victim to that. So that's another light bulb moment that struck me right between the eyes when I was learning about all of this stuff way back in the dim and distant times of the 1980s. And I just thought I'd share it with you today. So now you know what to do. Go away and have some fun with it. And as always, you'll find a full tab for the tune that we heard earlier on in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with a clip of me playing it, that explanation you've just seen there, and the jam track to play along with yourself. All of that is, as always, up on my Patreon page. There's the address, link in the description. As I'm sure you know by now, it's $3 or about £3 a month to get access to all of these resources and bits and pieces and goodies that go along with these YouTube videos. And of course, a massive thank you to everyone who supports me in that or any of the other ways, all of which are downstairs in the description. And that's pretty much it for today, folks. Hope you found this useful. It certainly was a useful I perceived it certainly as a useful thing when I stumbled across all of this way back in the dim and distant days of the 1980s, and I hope you found it useful too. And if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and why not drop me a like as well while you're at it. Of course, every little helps. And don't forget the live stream every Friday, 5 PM UK time, where we drink beer and talk about whatever we talk about. Basically, it's beer and chat on a Friday. It's nothing more complicated than that. It's a great way to kick off the weekend though, and I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.